Looking for love guidance or tips on how to date someone? Maybe you're single and playing the dating game, or in a long-term relationship. There's something to be learned about how to recognize love. Tune in to True Love Knots by Maria Romano as she deep dives into everything about love, dating advice, wedding tips, entrepreneurship, and so much more. No matter your relationship status, Maria Romano has something to teach you about love, romance, staying together, breaking up, and everything in between.
So you have been dating somebody for 2 months, maybe 3 months. And now you're at the phase where you're intimate and you're exclusive. And your partner says to you, oh, I'm going to go have lunch with my ex-girlfriend or boyfriend. How does that make you feel? Do you think there should be room in your partner's life for their ex-boyfriend or girlfriend or partner? What's your school of thought on that? Or maybe your boyfriend or girlfriend is also texting their ex, and you come across that text. Could be a tiny bit flirty. How does that make you feel? Now, I want to share with you, by no means I'm talking about someone that has had a partnership or a marriage and there are children involved, maybe there was a business involved, or maybe there was pets involved, whatever, that would keep that tie there for a while. But I'm talking about you meet somebody and then they tell you they're going to have dinner or lunch or whatever it is, breakfast, and catch up with their ex. Do you think that is appropriate? Well, I had somebody pose that question to me at one of the talks I did a while ago. And I'm going to tell you what I shared with this woman. This is what I said. An old love is a dead love and should be put to bed. And if you are very serious about a current relationship, there is no reason that someone else should have communication with their ex. And let me tell you why. Because again, that's an old love and a dead love, and it should be put to bed. And now some people might say, but I like being friendly with everybody. Really? How would you feel if it was the other way around? How would you feel if it was the other way around? And if you tell me that you're not jealous or it doesn't bother you, then you're not fully vested in the relationship. That's right. And you might not like hearing that, then you're not fully vested in the relationship. And if your partner says to you, but it's nothing, it's just lunch, it's just dinner, you know what? What purpose does that serve? What really does it serve the relationship? The same thing with texting. I call this micro cheating texting, when you're texting someone else. And I do call it a form of micro cheating when you go out to lunch or dinner with that person. Or better yet, then you keep it from the current person you have a relationship with. That is worse too. So you need to always have an open line of communication. But if you're not comfortable with the person that you're in a relationship with them seeing their ex, you need to let them know by standing back on the sidelines and saying, well, I'm a big boy, I'm a big girl, I can handle it. Can you? You know, I'm going to share a personal story. I was with a man that had an ex in his life that actually he worked with. And I'm going to tell you something. Had I known that in the beginning, I would have never dated him. Because right there's a line of communication always open. And number two is I never felt comfortable because I know that he wasn't being very honest with me, because he knew I would get upset when he spoke about that person. So right there were two things, right? Two red flags. There was a bit of dishonesty. Now, I'm not saying, you can't always you turn situations around and say, okay, they could no longer be in your life, or they could no longer work with you. That can, that I understand can't always happen. But I do think you need to be very honest about your communication. And when he wasn't honest about his communication, I started thinking, well, if you're not honest to me about that, what else are you not honest about? So, we learn through trials and error, right? We learn through our experiences with people. We learn about them. And remember, people tell you who they are at the beginning, so believe them. So If you're in a relationship and you're in an intimate relationship, exclusive, and your partner says they're going to see their ex, are you going to sit on the sideline or are you going to tell them how you feel? Because you know what? You deserve to have a love that you want. And that person that loves you deserves to give that to you, because you in return will give them a great love and respect. And that falls under integrity as well. So there's a couple of things here. Now, if that doesn't make you feel good, you should definitely tell them. The same thing with texting. Is there a reason? Why would they need to text? Because again, it's like a form of micro cheating. So maybe early on in a relationship, if somebody does share that they're always friendly with their ex, you should ask them, so you're still friendly? Do you feel like you need to maybe rekindle that relationship? See how they react. See if they get defensive. And if they do, then maybe it's time for you to move on before you jump into a relationship. You know, we only have so much time in life, right? And the most valuable asset you have and I have is time. And you want to spend the right time with the people that are going to respect you, that are going to love you the way you want to be loved and the way you're going to love them back. And that's important. So my question to you is, how do you feel about your current relationship, the person you're with, either texting or seeing their ex? I'd like to know what you think. In the meantime, stay healthy, happy, and safe. As I always say, spread love. Have a great day.